I don't know how this video will be received by you guys, but I really hope you watch this with an open mind. Basketball is one of the largest growing sports in the world, especially in the United States. The NBA leads all of the pro sports leagues and followers on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. March Madness is the most hyped collegiate sporting event in the United States, and is probably the safest and most accessible game to kids in the United States. So how come women's basketball is not as popular? Well, my main question is how we can get the WNBA to become more popular. I always see people saying that the WNBA will never be as popular because the players are less athletic and there won't be as many highlight plays. Now, I personally have never watched sports to see crazy plays. I always watch to see people compete and watch the best team win. Crazy plays take up such a small percentage of watching that it is honestly asinine to say that the only reason it is not popular is because of a small percentage. I think the main way to make the WNBA more popular is by making it more valuable. Why do people talk about the NFL, NBA, NHL, and MLB? It's because we all understand what each league brings, and they are a way to connect. The WNBA has such a small fan base that it is hard for them to connect. The way to make the league more valuable is by promotion, and making it more recognizable to others. Promoting the sport would really help. Now, arguers would say the WNBA is already on ESPN and ESPN2. So what do you mean by promoting? Well, the elephant in the room is not how do we get more men to watch, it is how do we get more women. And this is where the marketing plays into this. Promoting to more women is the big goal. Some women, and I'm not talking about all, so don't take my words out of context, have a hard time finding sports related things because it is not relatable to them. So trying to find the WNBA is hard and it is hard to adapt. So making it more marketable would really help women out. And I think the WNBA is doing a great job at that so far. The problem is that they keep blaming men. Men will watch female sports if it really means something of value. You can look at the 2015 Women's World Cup and basically any Serena Williams match she's in. Even though that is such a small percentage of watch time, they still watched, so you have to make it more valuable for them to watch. And maybe I'm talking about putting the WNBA finals on ABC so all people can see that, hey, maybe this is pretty popular. Sports in some cases are a popularity contest. That's why the NBA has completely outmatched the NFL. And other examples are the Olympics, the World Cup, and I'm talking to an American audience, so don't get all in my face. I know these events are very popular. But what I'm saying is that when these big events come around, and no matter what it is, people watch. So now it's the WNBA's turn to market their big event. The time will come, but until then, we are still going to be running into this issue. Why do people talk about UConn and women's college basketball, but not the WNBA? Because it's something to talk about. It has a sense of value. People talk all the time about UConn and if they're going to lose whenever they are on a big win streak. So the WNBA needs to find ways to make the sport connectable to the audience. We're getting the same effect in the WNBA finals as well. The past two have featured the Minnesota Lynx and the Los Angeles Sparks, just like the past four NBA finals have been the Cavs vs Warriors. So that is good because it creates more relatability to the fans, recognizing these teams and players because they're continually publicized. Attendance is growing for the WNBA and you can see that totally based on the finals. But the main issue is watching on TV. Now, the 2017 finals was their best since 2003, which is great news, and I strongly feel it was because the best two overall teams were playing. There are some narratives that I won't mention, but the WNBA will always face an uphill climb for popularity. The WNBA has plenty of stars that actually should make it more popular. Diana Taurasi is no lie one of the best shooters I've ever seen in my life. Sue Bird plays just like John Stockton. Elena Delle Donne, Breanna Stewart, Candace Parker are the best forwards in the sport and play amazing basketball. Maya Moore is the best overall player in the WNBA. Brittany Griner, Lindsay Whalen, Angel McCoughtry, Simone Augustus, Sylvia Fowles, Tina Charles, Skylar Diggins in the Agumekwe twins, and even the first pick in this year's draft, Ajayi Wilson, are dominant stars who are faces for kids to look up to. I even look up to some of these players myself. The work they put in, how hard some of them play, and the respect they get is just not there. One day it will change. Change is slow, but it will eventually happen. The things fans get upset about are when people push something down their throat. So the WNBA needs to find a way to promote more to women than men, and not to push the sport down their throat. I think the WNBA will grow, and I hope it does. Do I watch it all the time? Not really. But when I do, I actually say to myself, why don't I watch this more? And that's honestly because I just don't have anybody to talk about it with. So with that, when the WNBA is on next time, and you think about changing the channel, give it a try. It is not as bad as people make it out to be.